Hey, everybody. Hope you are doing well. Let's go into a deeper cut by Van Halen off of the Women and Children First album. This is definitely a fan favorite. It's the song Romeo Delight.
Special reasons, what's the lie, cause I ain't leaving. We're in for a very long night. Heard a vicious rumor from your mama's tongue. You a desperate woman, need a man with a gun. High crime zone in the city of lights. Save me please, can't take it anymore. I beg you please, can't take it anymore. I'm taking whiskey to the party tonight, and I'm looking for somebody to squeeze. Somebody to play, baby, don't get uptight, baby, please. Wanna see my ID, try to clip my wings. Don't have to show you proof of anything. I know the law, friend. At the 11th hour, I'm going back outside. Give it a try, I'm your last loose end. Whiskey to the party tonight, and I'm looking for somebody to squeeze. Ain't looking for somebody to bang, baby, don't get uptight, baby, please.
That song is so fun. It also is another example that goes to highlight how, Van Halen almost always, and I say almost always because there were some, substance-laden years where certain performances had known to get sloppy. There are a lot of let's just say there are a lot of concerts I've heard bootlegs of Van Halen live, and as much as Dave was a killer showman, there are definitely instances where you can't understand a word the man is saying. It just is what it is. But with that said, almost always Van Halen brought it live. I mean, they could perform the songs live as well as they did in the studio, and a big part of that has to do with the fact that they performed it live in the studio. If you listen to that track, the guitar, drums, and bass are playing. I mean, they are performing, and they are playing together. Even that center section where the guitar solo gets panned from the left ear to the right ear when he's playing that more quiet finger clicked part. Sorry. The sound pans back to the left when they're coming out of that section back into the main rhythm. So you can hear they just panned the track for that particular part of the solo and then panned it back to its original position when it went back into the heavier rhythm section. So they could always perform live like they performed in the studio because they performed live in the studio more often than not. I'm not saying minimal overdubs, as obviously as production and time went on later and their career got more legendary, they were able to do, Eddie was able to concoct and do whatever he wanted to in the studio because he owned the studio. With that said, one of my favorite things on the track is actually when it goes into that quieter section and you hear the phasing effect go on to the hi-hat cymbal. I think it's right about here. If you listen closely, you can hear the phase kick in on the hi-hat. Now, it could be there under most of the song, but everything else is so pounding around it that you can't really hear it. But in this instance, where the sound comes down after the primary guitar solo and it gets into the ooh baby part, you hear the hi-hat specifically start to phase or flange, but it's a phasing effect. Right here. Just listen to the hi-hat. Now the guitar is over here on the right-hand side, where it's always been on the left before. Going to sit over here on the right hand side and it's going to get quiet and you're going to really be able to hear that phasing on the drums. Now the guitar is going to pan back over to the left channel and the phasing on the cymbals goes away. Listen to this. The phasing on the cymbal comes off. Now it's straight. Anyway, just interesting production effects. That's all. With that said, thanks for watching. I appreciate you all. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below and we can talk about it further. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you and you take care.